Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. Let's go to Utah.
What's up? Oh, no, we can't go to Utah yet.
Okay, well, let's talk about going to Utah.
We love going to Utah.
And everybody, I've had a couple people approach me about that. Like, hey, man, do you really like the derbies out there that much? And I'm like, well, yeah, I like the derbies, but the atmosphere is what I really like. The hospitality, the
facility.
Yeah, I mean, because we were welcomed with open arms.
Yep.
They didn't know us even a little bit. None of those guys did.
Nope.
And they were like, hey, y'all are family. Get in here. This is what y'all are doing. Anything you need, let us know.
And that's every person that we met when we were in Utah. And we've said it so many times that this sport, you gain friends, and then to the other part, you gain people that are family.
Mm-hmm.
I would never think, 18 hours away, that it would be the same way. You always think, Illinois or Iowa, you're just a couple hours apart from each other.
Shit, I might like them better than the people around here.
I do. Every place has got their, your friends or your family, but all the way from Will Steinbeck and Dale and Scooter Carroll and Cody Carroll and Johnny and Gumby and Derek Court, and the fucking list just keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah, the people that I met out there last year that I've kept in contact with is just over the top.
Yes.
And not had to make an effort to do so.
No.
Whether it be from you getting emails from Johnny, Court calls a couple times a week.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to Will on Snapchat multiple times a week. It's neat. It's cool. The effortless friendships that I made out there was just crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've only been there once.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean, and they know more about us, than we do about them because they listen to our dumbasses all the time.
Yeah. Even in the Virgin Islands and all sorts of shit. But kind of why we're doing this, I got an email several weeks before this new event for Stern Dirt was even launched. They didn't have a flyer out yet. They kind of sent me the background of what's going to work.
And told you to keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yes. He said, do not leak this. I said, deal. We won't say nothing about it until you guys get it launched on your all's social media stuff. So, this is kind of working hand in hand because we were asked a question during our live, about sponsoring a team.
Yep.
Well, the team show is in Hurricane, Utah, which is roughly an hour and 20 minutes northeast of Las Vegas.
Dixie Destructions.
That's right, at Washington County Fair in Hurricane, Utah.
And the fucking payouts for these shows.
It leaves you dumbfounded, is what that does.
Yes.
Because we've run the numbers in our heads, when we were in Utah last September.
Yeah, because you expect those big payouts from Blizzard Bash, Gold Rush, Carnage, stuff like that. King of the Ring, you expect that. Sam dropped that, $250,000 worth of payouts.
Mm-hmm.
Or, close to $250,000.
$250,000 fucking dollars.
Utah's throwing $100,000 at these shows, county fair shows.
Mm-hmm. It is crazy.
That's what I keep waiting. I'm like, when are they going to do something completely ignorant? And, it's going to be, one of those $500,000 shows out there because it's not like it's out of the grasp.
No. I'm not sure Vegas, the two shows they did in Las Vegas, I'm not sure on. monetary end of how that was.
Because every time I keep seeing these big payout shows, I know a lot of people used to watch wrestling in the mid '90s. Like I did.
Oh, yeah.
Money in the Bank is all I can
fucking
think
A.
about.
Yep.
The first payout in the A main, $14,000, 14,000. Well, just go finish first in the B main, get you $7K.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the first 20 teams registered, paid, and pass inspection, $1,000 for each team. That's $500 a guy.
Just to pass tech.
Yeah.
Which.
To do what you're supposed to do when you go to the show.
Bingo.
So they are paying you to do what you were already going to do. Except this time, at least show up on time.
Yes. A main, $14K to win.
Yes.
$7,000 for second, $3,500 for third, and the Mad Dog is $3,000. And then we hit on it last fall. They pay out for their B mains. They're paying $7,000 to win, $3,500 for second, $1,750 for third, and then a Mad Dog of $1,500.
You're talking over $30,000 in A main payouts.
Mm-hmm.
Over $30K right there.
And then your mini car eats is the second class that they are going to run with them, and it's $2,000 a grand, $500, $250 with a Mad Dog of $500.
You're talking around that $50,000 payout for a 1-day fair show.
Boy, I wish other people around would get on board and figure out.
And that's not counting the other $20K that's being paid out to the fucking teams.
Correct. Yeah, I can't. One promoter has figured out how to do this, to do what they're doing. Mm-hmm. You would think other people can get on board.
I just want you all, like, I know that you hear the excitement in our voices, that we like how that shit's done and stuff. Get on Stern Dirt's Facebook page.
Yes.
And just go look at their flyers.
Yes. They have pre-registration for every show that they have right now.
Yes.
They just launched today their Salt Lake City, Utah State Fair show that we went to the day of reckoning. They just launched that today. They pre-register everything all year long. So they have an idea of what cars that they're going to get at that point in time. I understand shit happens, life happens. You might not get a car ready, something like that. But with these payouts, you bust your ass to get these cars ready.
And that's just the monetary side of it. That's just the monetary side of their shows. Because if you've never been there and you've just watched it on the live feed, which is great, don't get me wrong, live feed's killer.
It's not the same.
Oh, fuck. The electricity, because you're running in front of fans at that point. You're not running for Billy Bob's brother's niece that was twice removed.
Baby mama.
Yeah. I mean, who's goldfish drowned in third grade. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, these are true Demolition Derby fans out there that don't give a fuck what kind of car you're in.
No. As long as you send that bitch from one end to the other.
Yes.
And everything in between. You blow a radiator, you catch fire, your fucking wheel goes flying off.
They don't give a fuck if you've got a
solid we were solid goosebumps for 4 hours?
Yeah, they don't give a fuck if you have a pointy replica on there. They don't give a fuck if you've got a chrome skin welded up bumper that's stuffed. They don't care if you got a 14 bolt under there. They do not give a fuck about what your tire setup is.
Mm-mm. None.
Just as long as your shit is bending and that motherfucker is on the wood.
Yep. That's all they give a shit about. We've always talked. People, that show that we went to the Day of Reckoning last year, there was so many out-of-state drivers. Not just Utah. I mean, there was Wyoming, there was Nevada, there was Idaho, there was Colorado, I believe Washington State, and maybe California as well. And it's like a well-oiled machine. Everybody knows exactly what the fuck they're doing. They have a job. and that is, it's null and voided after that. They have put so many correct people in the correct places to make this thing work. We've always talked about, man, it looks like a duck on the pond. They look real cool up top, but down below you're not seeing. We saw it.
Yeah, and they were just as calm, cool, collected behind the scenes. There was no screaming and yelling, hey, who the fuck's doing this? Or where's this? No, they all knew where they were supposed to be at.
Yep.
But that's why these shows are successful and they're paying out $70,000 for a fucking fair show.
It just keeps coming back.
And everybody around here, you see a lot of these shows, people are like, oh, fuck, $12,000, that's a good night between 4 classes.
And it's usually like 8,500.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
These dudes are paying out more to pass tech than any local show around here.
What you're supposed to do.
Yes.
Because in Day of Reckoning, that's $40,000.
Yes.
They pay out $40,000 for that one, just to pass tech.
Shoo.
It's pretty fucking nifty. But anyway, I kind of got off track there. I got to rambling. My bad. But anyway, yes, we had some questions on the live feed about would we sponsor a team?
Yes.
Well, we fucking did it.
Somebody says, "Hey, have y'all sponsored anybody?"
Yeah, we have.
So,
do we want to hold up on telling them who it is and just get them on there?
I say, yeah, let's call this little fucker.
Do it.
Be right back. This episode is brought to you by Broadhead Decals. From door wraps and roof signs, window stickers and banners, let Broadhead Decals take care of all your vinyl needs with only quality products used.
Justin's graphic design abilities will get you everything you could ever want. With super fast shipping, their turnaround time is second to none. So let Broadhead Decals take you to the next level. Well, we said we was going to get him on the phone.
Let's just get him on the phone all the way from Douglas, Wyoming, Mr. Casey Johnson.
The bearded Batman.
Himself. What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys?
Well, I know Steven got to talk with you a little bit in South Dakota. You and Mart, little snippet. We were actually asked on the live feed if we had sponsored any teams for the year. So we'll just tell them, yeah. I mean, you and Mark Million going to Hurricane, Utah, April 20th for Stir and Dirt 2-man team show. What the fuck did you guys decide to do that for?
Well, I ran down there for the last 2 years. And me and Marty had talked about running May Mania for their first Stir and Dirt, 2-man team derby. And then they switched it. I'm guessing so they could bring more cars, from down south and California and stuff like that. And so I told Marty after I had left Hurricane the last time, and I just got my ass beat, and I was just pissed off, and I didn't, I was just kind of sulking and pouting, and I was like, I'm not going back down there. It's like 12.5-hour drive for me to go down there, and I didn't want to go down there and get my ass beat again. And then they switched it to a 2-man team derby, and he decided that he wanted to go run it, and he'd actually had several people ask him after I told him I wasn't going to go down there, and he's like, you sure you don't want to go down there and run with me? It's like, fuck it, let's do it. So,
like I've always told Steven, it's just an ass whooping.
And I'm getting really good at taking them.
But
yeah, it was, I think, I can't remember how many times they mentioned it in the live stream, but I got driver's doored like 3 or 4 times, and one of them punched a hole in the sheet metal, and I don't know how close he was to my hip, but it was pretty good. There was one of them that was accidental, but I'm sure they were all accidental, just part of the game. But
well, anytime you get a bumper through a door, that's enough. I mean, or it is in my opinion. Like, I mean, there's a certain point where that shit is not, whether it was accidental or not, it's not fucking cool anymore.
Yeah.
So, what are you all planning for the competition to be the normal Hurricane competition, or do you think with it going to this team setting that it will be more or less?
I think it'll be. You mean as far as the show goes?
Yeah.
Or what do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, do you think that it being more of a, since it's a team setting now, do you think that that's going to diversify the field more, where you'll have a better chance of not have to worry about taking that ass kicking, or do you think it'll still kind of be the same setup as it has been?
I think it'll diversify it a little bit. I'm not going to get into the whole drama of, what states hate what or whatever, but that heat that I was in, I was up against, a couple of Utah guys and two California guys, and I just think I was the odd man out. But there's stiff competition from everywhere. I mean, it doesn't matter what part of the country it's from as far as those shows go. And, breaking them up. I don't know how they're planning on running their heats. I'm sure it'll be more than just 2-on-2 or 1-on-1, but there'll be like every other show. There'll be a pecking order, and then there'll be politics and stuff like that. But I think it'll be a good show.
I do too. I really wish that we were going out there.
That track is fun, and it's fast, and it's small. So, I mean, you're not going to get these, 40-mile-an-hour full tracks, but you can get up some speed. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the live stream where they did the YouTube versus whatever heat with all the big name guys, but it was wild.
Well, here's the thing: we dealing with Johnny. He never gives a driver's list very early. We've kind of heard it through the grapevine a little bit that there's 5-6 guys who used to run Stir and Dirt religiously that have backed out from Stir and Dirt and went to like the destructive behavior and the Spanish Forks type of deal in Utah, and they haven't ran for several years, but for some reason this team show got announced and they jumped on it. So here's my Casey, here's my question.
I'm sorry, go
ahead. The Snapchats and stuff that we get, there's some fuckery going on. How confident are you guys, like you and Mart, into driving how you want to drive to how you need to drive?
So we've already talked about that, and we both tend to drive hard, and I'm a lot dumber than he is. I mean, he's very methodical with his driving hard, and I'm just an idiot.
I wasn't gonna say it.
My last two cars have pretty well proved that. But we've talked about it, and we are hoping that we can drive how we need to drive. If it comes down to it and we got to turn it up a little bit to get out of the heat, then so be it. But we're definitely not going to sandbag, I can tell you that.
Well, I don't think anybody would expect that. I mean, from either of you.
Yeah.
I know.
I ain't sure they can fucking spell sandbag.
He's a dick.
It's just not in their vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of asking Steven if he can write his name in Chinese. I mean, the shit just don't happen.
You'd be surprised. I'm very fluent in Chinese.
We ain't got no Pessy.
So that's going to be your first show of the year, correct?
Yeah.
Any plans after that, or is this just kind of a I hope I've got something left, or if not, I hope I've got a fat check.
Well, I really hope I got something left, because that's whatever I have left. If I have anything left, I'll probably end up taking that to Day of Reckoning. We would like to put together a bone stock team for Gold Rush, but I saw on there that they're only taking 4 teams in the qualifying side, so I'm sure that'll fill up quick.
Well, if you happen to get a spot on that and need somebody to fill a hole, holler at me.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be out there anyway, so I might as well drag a car with me.
Even if we put together like a bone stock compact car.
Easy, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I know neither one of you tall fuckers are getting in a compact car.
I would love to see Marty in a little like 2-door Monte Carlo W body, something like that.
Well, no, there's no way. He would have to be in a Camaro with fucking T-tops. That's the only way it would work.
His gas tank protector is going to have to be on the passenger side, because he's going to be sitting up against the speaker deck.
Marty's buried in the packing tray.
It's ridiculous. So he had a death in the family last year for our state fair, our hometown show. And so he had a death in the family, and they had to go to a funeral. And so I told him, I was like, I'll haul your car down there and get it unloaded and run it through tech for you. And, I don't know, I guess he's got 6 or 8 inches on me, but I didn't think I was that much shorter than him. But when you get in his car, you realize he's all legs, because I sat in his car, and I had my ass all the way up against the back of the seat, and there was probably 4 or 5 inches between my feet and the pedals. I had to sit on the edge of the seat just to touch the pedals.
Well, I know that whenever we had his tall ass wadded up in the back of my truck in South Dakota, I didn't know if we was going to get him out.
See, I miss all this other good shit.
What's that?
I just miss all this other good shit that, all the
walking pancakes
and the nightlife in South Dakota. I just miss all that shit.
Yeah.
That was the most fun I'd had in a long time.
Oh, I have not laughed so much in my entire life than that weekend.
Oh shit! I had so much fun.
And we were rowdy. Because we were down in the general admission seats, and we found a section that nobody else was sitting in. So we were all standing there with our drinks and BSing and yelling and screaming and cheering and whatever. And then as the week went on, then more and more people started showing up, and we didn't get our very own section like we had all week.
Well, between nightly adventures of the evening and breakfast and almost getting kicked out over koozies, I couldn't have asked for a better weekend.
It was fun for sure. I'm ready to do it again.
Oh, me too.
Whether I'm driving or watching, I don't care.
Same. 100% same. That was so much fun.
Casey, on a serious note,
I don't want to be part of this.
a little more serious, still fun. The Day of Reckoning was, I think, just announced today. For Stir and Dirt. What, when you plan your season out, where you're going to run, it seems like the last few years you have been running a lot of Utah stuff. Even though it's such a far drive for you, what makes you keep coming back to these Stir and Dirt shows?
Yeah, it's just the atmosphere, really. It's those shows are awesome. You guys went to Day of Reckoning last year. I'm sure you've probably been to bigger shows than I have, but that's the biggest show I've ever been to, and there's 10, 11,000 people in the stands. And it's not, if you ever get the chance to go to the Golden Spike Arena, I highly suggest going there, because it is like a gladiator arena. You come through the tunnel and you're in the bowl. But the Day of Reckoning Arena, it's the same way in a sense. But I like the guys. As far as the Stir Dirt guys, I like the drivers. I mean, I've not had any bad blood or any drama or anything with any of the other drivers. They're just, they're all willing to help. They're all just good people. I had one guy, Keen Davis. I put him on the berm a couple years ago, and my daughter made a TikTok and everything of it, and me pushing him on the berm, and all you can see is him in the car just pumping his fist, yelling and screaming, pounding the roof. And then last year, he was out in the pit with me for, I don't know, almost 2 hours trying to get my car ready to go in for the B main. I mean, it's just, you get guys like that all over. It doesn't matter who they are, where they're from, what kind of background they've got or anything like that. Everybody's willing to help. Everybody gets along for the most part. I'm sure there's bad blood and drama and stuff like that, in some places, but I haven't really run into it. $150 and $750 in fuel and a couple $100 in a hotel. I can go down there and get my ass whooped and not place and not do nothing, and my weekend's paid for.
Yes, because
so if I can go down there and put on a show and maybe win some money, then I'm still money ahead, and I get to go have fun.
I know that I'm already ready. I'm ready to go back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think mainly because I'm ready to get the fuck out of Missouri, but
yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said we're ready to come back out there. I said and partly because I'm just ready to get the fuck out of Missouri.
Well, I got to be honest with you. The last time I was in Missouri, I was ready to get out of there too.
Why was that, motherfucker?
I'm so sick of seeing the color red. I can tell you that.
Well, I watch football. Steven doesn't. But he pays attention. He at least knew they were going to the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I seen a commercial about it or something.
Speaking of the Kansas City Chiefs, my wife just baby.
See, she's a quick learner.
Yeah.
What?
So.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun in Missouri when we went over there, but I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go back to go crash some cars.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, because we'll get you down here, and my wife, she said to say hi to you if we got you on the phone tonight.
We'll tell her I said hello.
And if you all come down here, she is going to make you some walking pancakes.
They better be rolled up tight so I can get more than half a dozen in my pocket.
And she's working on the invention, the pocket protector for the pancakes. That way you can just pour syrup in the bottom of your pocket.
Yes.
We were just talking about a whole bunch of fuckery. This just went way overboard.
I'm just telling you, if you would have been there, this was a whole fucking thing. And it went way further than it ever should have.
I don't know why we all found it so funny and why we just kept going with it and going with it and going with it. It's one of those things where we're just going to wear it out and then it's not going to be funny anymore.
It hasn't stopped being funny yet, so.
No, it hasn't.
And now that there's a fucking emoji of it on our banner and on your door wrap, like it's almost taking it to the next level.
It's forever going to be on my door wraps.
Well, I have went as far as to look into tattoo ideas. I mean, because I've got all these tattoos on me, none of them have a single fucking meaning. That would be the one tattoo that I could look at for the rest of my grandchildren and be like, why do you have a pancake with arms and legs on it? I'll be like, that is a walking pancake, and you don't need to know why.
SD23.
Yes.
So it was one day in South Dakota with 7 complete strangers, and that's all she wrote.
That's the only shitty part, dude, because when we came to Salt Lake last September, we seriously left Johnny's shop like 10
right before
fucking minutes before you got there. So
I wish I wasn't headed there at all, but
well, before April 20th, we need to make sure I'll like call you or text you or something to make sure that you have fucking power steering fluid in.
Oh, you knew he was going to do that to you.
Topped off, so you didn't make like a 7
I
extra
knew it
hour
was coming
round trip.
at some point in this conversation. I knew it was coming.
I wasn't even going to do it to you.
Oh, he's fucking lying. Yes, he was. Because this motherfucker said it on the live feed.
That's everybody misses little shit like that from time to time. But man, when you got such a I don't know the word I'm looking for, but such a well-known audience. When you got Will Steinbeck and Derek Court and Dale Schaefer and all the Stern Dirt guys standing around. It makes you feel real fast.
I don't think it would have been so horrible if you didn't drive like 3.5 hours one way out of the way.
Yeah. I can't remember how far out of the way I went. And I went all the way down to Tyson Shelley's shop to get another power steering pump, and pulleys, and everything I needed to change the whole thing out. And come to find out, the reservoir was just bone dry.
You'll have that on them big jobs.
I can't say much.
Yeah.
Second show I ever ran in my life, I unloaded the car off the trailer, was headed to the tech line, and run out of fuel.
I did that in Hurricane 2 years ago, too. Right in front of Shea Bob.
Okay, the fucking text messages are going to come flying the week of.
Yeah.
So, dude, we are ready. Me and you had talked before. We've got something going on a little bit local to us instead of flying to Utah, but we will for sure be at Day of Reckoning. That is the plan. I will send an email in the morning to confirm that with the boss man of Stir and Dirt, and we will party there before we go to South Dakota.
We're going to have to find a karaoke bar.
I'll let your wife sing.
Yeah.
That right there, that is some crazy shit. We were talking about that. Like that is some small world shit right there.
And I would never think of Douglas, Wyoming working on the road that would even link together.
That's what I'm saying. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's not the first time that we've run into that with me and my wife. When we first got together, we were trying to learn each other and figure everything out, and we got to talking one day about our family, and I was like, yeah, well, I got some family over in Missouri, and she's like, really? So do I. Where are they from? So I was telling them, and I've got my brother lives in Jamestown, and my sister lives in Osceola. And there's a couple different places and stuff like that. And come to find out, she was saying, well, yeah, I got an uncle that lives in Jamestown, and I've got this family member that lives in Jamestown. Come to find out, my family over there knows her family over there, and they're good friends, and they hang out and whatever. It's weird. It's
small world, bro.
I mean,
you wouldn't think you'd run into that stuff.
No, it's crazy as hell, which I honestly never thought I'd be sitting in a strip club at 2 o'clock in the morning in South Dakota either. watching some dude get the absolute shit kicked out of him.
Hold on. That's the question I gotta ask. Did anybody know the dude who was getting the shit kicked out of him?
Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. He's from Douglas
100%. Yeah.
His name's Josh Coudray, but we all call him Cooter.
Cooter.
Oh, fuck.
Got the absolute shit kicked out of him. I mean, we're talking bruises.
I didn't think 4 feet in the door while I was getting my hand stamped and my ID checked, I'd see a stripper that was taller than Marty.
This is also true, but hey, in South Dakota, you can spread the word.
That's right.
Oh, which I told Derek, I said there was a lot of strippers out there wearing hard-nosed stickers as pasties, too. So,
Yeah.
oh, what a deal.
See, I can't send this fucker nowhere by himself.
Yeah.
He didn't go to jail, though. I'm happy about that.
I had a fucking blast.
But like I said, I'm flying. I ain't driving. I ain't doing shit. I'm getting my ass on a plane and flying up Wednesday. And
I will drive if I can take a car. That's my deal. I would really like to do that.
You don't want to drive the dually again?
Well, I will if I can put a car behind it.
Oh, yes.
well, brother, we picked your brain for a little bit. We're gonna let you get back to the car building. We know you're at least knocking it in the head some. Good luck to you and Mart. Make us proud. I know you will. And we will for sure catch up, brother.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you guys.
All right, bro. We'll give you a shout.
Take it easy, Casey.
All right, take it easy, guys.
All right, buddy. Later.
Okay, so we were talking about.
See, you just told me he got the shit kicked out of him, but you didn't tell me it was a buddy of Casey's.
Well, I didn't know if that was a detail that was supposed to be released. Talking about friendships made out there in a year's time, like that's somebody that if I'm ever out that direction and have any type of trouble or anything, he would not hesitate one bit.
Nope. No.
And whenever I say out that way, I'm talking anywhere within 8 hours.
Yeah, like Colorado,
Yeah,
Nevada,
yeah.
Montana. North, South Dakota. He's kind of Douglas, Wyoming is not a very big town, and it's about 45 miles south of Casper.
Right. Which is crazy. Whenever I was hauling campers, I've been so close.
Have you?
Yeah.
But no, it is crazy because once we became Facebook friends after we left Utah, Casey was tagged by his wife.
Yeah.
And I recognized the first name, and I looked at her face, and I was like, I know her. So when me and Casey started talking, this got brought up, and he was like, are you shitting me? I was like, no, I'm fucking dead serious.
So I know you haven't got to talk to Casey, got to actually face-to-face talk to him. He's just as laid back as what he sounds. Like, the whole time we were hanging out, like, there was nothing, you couldn't rattle the dude. He was chilled down, whatever. I mean, go with the flow. It's fun. Mm-hmm. And then you got Marty, which Marty is he's real dry humored, like, kind of sober humored. Mm-hmm. So you got Marty sitting over there, man, a few words, but whenever he says something, it's fucking hilarious.
And I didn't realize he was that tall.
He's tall as fuck. I was looking up to him.
He was like 6'7", isn't he? Something like that. 6'7",
6'8", somewhere in there. Like, I had to look up to the dude. And I don't have to do that very often. I mean, I'm 6'3".
Yeah. But
and
you can't
6'8" if I'm wearing heels.
You can't tell that when they're in a car. Because that's really, I've only seen Marty in a car, whether it was live in person or a live feed.
Back seat of the fucking car.
Correct. But, in what he's driving.
That's what, whenever they come down here, I ought to put his ass in an M body.
You gonna cut the fucking trunk out?
No, I'm just gonna let him sit on the speaker deck.
And move the pedals on the dashboard. So.
But, I mean, I had so much fun out there. I had a blast with Court. J-Dub, all them guys, and then got to hook up with Casey and Marty. It was a fucking blast. Like, anytime that those dudes want to come out here, they want me to come out that direction, I will do everything in my power to make that fucking happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the deal, guys. April 20th, Hurricane, Utah. Start time, I believe, is like 6 p.m. their time. But if you can't make that trip out and you want to see a badass show, just get on Full Contact Derby TV, right on Stern Dirt YouTube channel. It goes right to it. You could watch it as it's happening. Like I said, we're getting ready for just nothing but fucking big shows.
Yeah.
And we keep saying that, but it is. I mean, there's nothing locally happening until roughly May. There was a show this past weekend, Sturgis, Kentucky. Wicked War Zone. A little bit change what it's used to. Wicked Derbies was Brandon Dixon. I think Brandon has sold out. He's just doing a little liaison, helping them out to get the ball rolling for them. It was a little bit different show than what I'm used to seeing at Sturgis. If you want to see for yourself and just don't take our words for it or our opinions, you can go right to derbynation.tv and rewatch that. If you're a subscriber, you can watch it for free whenever. If you want to just log in and buy it and rewatch it, I will tell you, you're going to need roughly about 8 hours. So,
It's hard to keep my attention that long.
Fucking A, buddy.
With my ADD and whatnot.
I just, squirrel.
Yeah, some shit like that.
But we have Hurricane Utah coming up in April. We've got Spring X coming up in April. We've got Cornhusker Chaos coming up in April.
I have cars literally to go pick up from all over Missouri. Like, we got to talking about, I've got 6 cars I've got to go get.
Well, better hook the fucking trailer up, Cleo.
Where the fuck are you going to get in right now?
I hope they have concrete.
I don't. Where the fuck am I going to put them?
Oh,
I can't even put the motherfuckers in my yard right now.
You can't. Well, you could.
That's
you just
it.
ain't getting them bitches out.
No.
But Capital Carnage. First weekend of March, Topeka, Kansas. That's roughly 1 month.
Yeah.
1 fucking month. I just saw just the other day, they still have street stock spots open. You can get on Facebook. You can get a hold of Candace. You can get your spot locked in. If you...
You know what's crazy about that is I haven't seen the advertising for Carnage that I normally do. And I don't know. It's been a weird start to the year already.
Yes.
Really anxious to see how this year plays out. Like,
Yeah. And I think...
you know what I'm saying? Like, normally every time you get on, Mid-Mo
son of a
Derby
bitch.
or something, you see something about Carnage, and it seems like my feed is so full of other shit that, I'm not catching, and it might still be the exact same amount. I'm just seeing more of other things.
Yeah.
Mainly hot dog post.
From you dick.
Everybody keeps asking me where I get those. If you just look at the top of the meme, it says hot dogs in unusual places.
But
something I do want to touch on next week, whenever we get back into it, is the 50-50 split on the Gold Rush registration.
okay.
So I want to give our listeners a little time to think about that.
Yep.
We'll jump into that next week. Maybe we can make a couple phone calls because I know we're going to have somebody on next week.
Well, somebody in studio.
Oh, well, then maybe we'll do it the weekend.
But we can move some. We could always
Do some dancing there.
Yeah, some of that shit. So, guys, there's, like I said, you can go back to Derby Tees, watch Wicked Warzone.
Watch Trenton Gray, throw some fizz.
And like I said, I didn't even know it was Trenton until some fucker just told me.
I knew it was.
The video, and I was like, yep, that's him.
What pisses me off is they stopped the fight right when the fight was starting.
Yes. You got a dude getting wore out by 3 dudes, and then the one guy turns the fucking tables and starts wearing one of the other dudes out, and then you break it up.
He was about to fill that whole arena with uppercut. Gonna hit him with so many rights, he'd be begging him for a left.
Yes. So, guys, thank you so much. We've got some shit in the works.
We got another sponsor coming.
Speaking of sponsors,
Oh,
we just got a motherfucking banner. Some of our guests or
that was a collaboration.
guests / fans.
Yeah. / friends.
Yeah, / buddies. We've had Dale Colbert on before. We're going to go this spring and get him live in person at his shop. Evidently, when we did our live, shit was flip-flopped.
Well, it was mirrored image. I knew it was going to happen. Not much we can do about that.
So Dale and Mr. Justin Broadhead get together and completely revamped our fucking banner.
Yeah.
And it's kick ass.
And it looked like Casey Johnson might have had to touch to do it.
There just happened to been a walking pancake in there and all kinds of shit. But Hard Nose 24, guys.
I really, really like what they did with the hard nose with the Meg Junk Boys on the bottom of it. That is a hell of an addition.
See, that's that. Just give Justin some sort of direction and let him do his magic. We had nothing to do with this.
Not even a little bit. We didn't know what the fuck. Like, he just said, hey, there's something headed your way.
Correct. The editor opens the box and she sends us a picture, and we're just like, holy shit.
That's backwards.
Yeah, that's backwards. So our next live, we're hopefully maybe in a month or so.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which, with this banner, we may have to just pop on for a second.
Yeah.
That way everybody can see it.
Just do it up a little bit. Plenty of big shows. Plenty of opportunity. Air and opportunity.
That's the only thing stopping you.
Air gone. So.
And registration's open for so much right now.
Oh, Jesus. How far do you want to drive?
Yep.
How far do you want to drive? And what you're willing to build and what you're willing to take to go run something that could be a bucket list show, that could be running with your buddies, a team show. That's the only thing you've got in your area for a team show to run with your buddies. Hurricane, Salisbury, Missouri.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just keep saying it. South Dakota, you guys are already talking about trying to do South Dakota stuff. So, it's there, guys. The opportunity is there, so.
Man, the summer is going to be fucking wild.
It's going to be fucking expensive.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be expensive. So, like I said, thank you guys so much. Hard Nose 24 to Broadhead Decals for your 10% off discount code. Listeners only. Justin will quiz your fucking ass.
Yes, he will.
He will quiz you.
There might be a code word.
Eat a dick.
It's orange. I'll let you figure it out whether it's the word or the color.
Is it a orange? So, bro, a little bit different episode, but we're that jazzed to get back to Utah.
Man, I could almost talk for a few weeks over the stuff in Utah. And I know that I catch shit about it from the locals around here and my buddies and shit. But I don't think that, like, I had so much fun out there.
They don't realize because they're kind of stuck in that 3-hour drive area.
And I know that this is going to sound crazy. Like, pound for pound, I probably had just as much fun in Utah as I did in South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yeah.
That nightlife is in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
I promise you, we didn't have the time.
We will next time.
Yeah, because we're going to go out a fucking day early.
Yep.
If we got to.
Yep.
So, have one night of work, have one night of fucking have a good time, hang out with the dudes. I'm gonna guess probably some kick-ass barbecue again. Have some beverages. Take an Uber ride to the hotel and get it on for the next day. So
Find a karaoke bar.
I don't want to do that no more. I would for him. I would for Casey.
We're gonna hold you to that.
Oh, I'm getting like
Where the fuck does that put me?
I can't sing no more. She knows that.
Well, you got any last words?
Make junk, boys.